Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Moyna Bass Fishes. I am Jim Moyna, professional bass fisherman. In this video, we're going to talk about the second day of practice here at the 2024 Bassmaster Open Tournament here at St. Clair Lake in Michigan. So today I caught a ton of bass, all kinds of bass, plus a muskie, a walleye, a catfish, one largemouth, but a ton of smallmouth bass. The problem was, really didn't get any size with these fish. I caught one 4-pounder, had another nice one close to that size, up close to the boat, and then he came off. Otherwise, I caught a bunch of just a whole bunch of small fish, like 3 pounds or less. In this tournament, where a guy needs to have 20 pounds or better, probably to, and that's each day. You know, to make the final third day cut, you probably need over 20 pounds day one, probably need over 20 pounds day two, and then to win the tournament, gosh, who knows what a guy's going to need. Certainly, I mean, the winner could have, let's see, well, if you got 20, I mean, you could have like 70 pounds. Could take 70 pounds to win this tournament. And I'm far from that. I've had a 4-pound bite each day, just one bite like that. It's going to take more than that, for sure. I did make the right decision today in that I fished the Canadian side today, and it was so much more calmer than the American side yesterday. Just with it being 4th of July, Independence Day holiday weekend, everybody was out in their boats yesterday, and I'm sure they were today, but not on the Canadian side. In Canada, it was pretty mellow, and it was a really good decision that I fish there. I wish I would have made the same decision yesterday, but I didn't. So that was a good call. What else do we got to say? It was a beautiful day. Super nice weather. This is the kind of day you want when you go to Lake St. Clair. I really don't like tournament fishing on this lake or Lake Erie. Any of these big bodies of water. I really don't like tournament fishing on these lakes because you're gonna run into big waves sooner or later, and I just don't like that. But this is a fun lake to fish, and when you have relatively calm seas like we had today, it was probably 5-mile-an-hour winds or less. I mean, there ain't a better place to fish than Lake St. Clair. So it was really fun to be out there today, and just with the super clear water, nice weather, just unbelievably cool out there. So I was digging it. Just couldn't find enough of the big ones. That's the only drawback. So tomorrow, I don't know. I'm thinking I might go back to the Canadian side tomorrow. We'll see. I got to check the weather. Got to make sure the wind will allow it, and because the wind is such a big factor. Excuse me. The wind is such a big factor here. So yeah, everything you do, you got to plan ahead, and you got to look at that wind ahead of time. The last thing you want to do is get caught on the wrong side of the lake out here. That's for sure. So anyways, I guess that's about all I really got to say now for now. The muskie I caught I didn't measure it. It was a long, lean fish, and it was a male, and you can tell they're males. Most males have like and the bigger the male, the more likely this is going to be the case. Is like their vent where they shit and that It looks like a kind of like a keyhole. So in other words, it goes like it's round, and then it kind of goes like a triangle, like that. Um, and so, I mean, I'm almost 1,000% that it was a male because it had that feature, and it was lean, just lean. It was just a mean and lean looking fish. Probably like about a 40-inch fish. Uh, Tiny dots on it, really tiny dotted pattern. That was really interesting. Uh, and this is how I caught it. I was fishing a sand break, and with it being so, the water being so clear and it wasn't wavy, I was fishing the sand break, and all of a sudden I saw him laying down there. So I picked up a swim bait, a 3.8-inch swim bait on a uh, um, all-terrain tackle largie smasher jig head, and it was just a little bit of a ripple, so I could just see the silhouette of the fish down there, but I couldn't really see what he was doing or anything. So I pitched it out there, and I just fed the thing line to the bottom, and then I pulled back, and he was on there. I mean, I didn't. It was probably like about 8 or 9 feet, so I didn't, and it was a little bit of ripply, so I didn't really see the fish like engulf it or anything like that, but he was on there, and it's super lucky to catch a fish like that and not have the line get cut, because as you know, muskies and northerns and pickerel, they have really sharp teeth, and they can cut your line. So but I avoided that. It was a fun fish. Really enjoyed that. And then I caught a big catfish today, a big channel cat. That was probably about a 7-pound channel cat, maybe 8 pounds, somewhere in that neighborhood. Fought really hard. That I caught on a drop shot out in deeper water. I saw him on the Lowrance active target, and I wasn't sure what I was throwing at. I thought maybe I was throwing at a big walleye or a muskie, but turns out that was a catfish, and I actually saw a few marks like that in that area. So I think there were a few other catfish milling around that area. So anyhow, then a largemouth. I caught a largemouth in 18 foot of water out here, like 3 miles offshore, which I don't think I've ever caught one that far offshore out here. There's a lot of largemouth. Good population of largemouth out here, but I don't think I've ever caught one that far from the bank. So the walleye, that, caught one walleye about 18-19 inches. That was on a drop shot. So, and a lot of what I fished today was drop shot and jerk bait, and Nico rig. I threw top water quite a bit today and never had a bite on it, which was weird. That's really weird, because I would have thought for sure they would have hit a top water today, but they didn't. So maybe I got to put on a different one. All right, that's enough for tonight. I'm really tired. It's past 11 o'clock. It just gets going. The sun sets so freaking late. But by the time I get back, by the time I get gas, and it's like a half-hour drive here, so by the time you pull out, I mean, it's already like practically 9:30, 10 o'clock by the time I get back to the camper here. And then, of course, I got to eat dinner, and just late. It gets to be a late day. So anyhow, that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching. Over.